Well, here we go. I've never uploaded two videos on the same day before, but there's a first time for everything. Once I heard this news, I just had to jump on here and give you guys my thoughts on it. My phone's been blowing up this afternoon. Friends have been texting me, most with the same three letters, WTF. When the alert went off on my phone with this news, I had the same reaction. Sean Payton has decided that he was going to give Taysom Hill his opportunity a year early. Instead of going with the proven Jameis Winston, Sean Payton is pulling the trigger on Taysom Hill and is starting him at quarterback Sunday against the Falcons. Now, does this surprise me? No. Like I told you guys the other day, I have followed the Saints my entire life. I have followed Sean Payton's career in New Orleans for 15 years. I feel like I know his mindset. I know his tendencies. Sean Payton has been bragging about Taysom Hill since 2017. He told Troy Aikman back in 2017 that Taysom Hill was going to be the next Steve Young. You got to remember, this was at a time when no one outside the city of New Orleans even knew who the hell Taysom Hill was. One thing I know about Sean Payton, he's got a huge ego, which isn't unusual. I mean, most NFL head coaches have healthy egos. Sean Payton has been criticized to death this year for his usage of Taysom Hill, especially in critical situations late in games. He was roundly criticized for taking out a red-hot Drew Brees late in the second half against Green Bay, putting Taysom Hill in, who fumbled, pretty much lost that game for New Orleans. He put Hill in the game late in the fourth quarter against the Chargers. Once again, with Drew Brees red hot. Now, it worked out that time. Scored a touchdown, tied the game. Saints ended up winning in overtime. But Saints fans and the media still were not happy with that decision. Now with Drew Brees out for the next several weeks, it gives Sean Payton the perfect opportunity to prove not only to Saints fans, but to the entire NFL world that he has been right all along about Taysom Hill. Do I agree with this decision? No, I don't. To be honest with you, it kind of aggravates me. Kind of like how Sean Payton aggravates me when the Saints will have a lead late in the first half, opposing team has the ball, about a minute or so to go, and he starts calling timeouts so he can get the ball back with 20 seconds left in the first half. I hate that. But this decision is vintage Sean Payton. Even though I disagree with the decision to start Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston, I can kind of understand his thinking. For starters, I've been telling you guys since they gave Taysom Hill that $21 million contract that Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis gave him that money because they see him as the successor to Drew Brees, starting in 2021, we thought at the time. But now, Sean Payton has the opportunity to start that succession a year early. Get Taysom Hill some much-needed game experience. And two, they play the Falcons this week, who have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. The Falcons struggle defending against the pass. They're good against the run, terrible against the pass. So I could see why Sean Payton would see this as a prime opportunity for Taysom Hill. Also, can't forget the fact that Jameis Winston historically has struggled against Atlanta. 1-5 against the Falcons during his time in Tampa. Plus, in the event that Taysom Hill happens to fall flat on his face and fails, Sean Payton will have the entire offseason to make other plans. Perhaps go with Jameis Winston next season instead, who I feel like is the better option long term. So in a way, starting Taysom Hill now, it does make a little bit of sense. Now that being said, this is a huge risk by Sean Payton, a huge risk. Because of what I just said, if Taysom Hill fails, this can have a devastating impact for the Saints as a whole. I hate the whole expression win now mode because pretty much every team in the NFL is in win now mode. I mean, there's only 16 games. It's important to win every week. But if you were to pick a team to define win now mode, it would be the New Orleans Saints. This is Drew Brees' last season. It's Super Bowl or bust for the Saints. Home field advantage is important for the playoffs. They're chasing Green Bay for the number 1 seed right now. The margin of error is razor thin. I know there won't be fans in attendance in the Superdome for the playoffs, which takes away a big part of the Saints' home field advantage. But I don't want the Saints having to go on the road in January to Green Bay or Seattle or Philadelphia if they happen to be a wild card team. Drew Brees struggles in cold weather. The odds of them making it to the Super Bowl reduce dramatically when you talk about this team playing outside in January. Starting Taysom Hill at this point, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me because you've got a proven veteran in Jameis Winston that is just sitting on the sidelines collecting dust. You got a guy who averaged almost 320 yards a game passing last year, threw for over 5,000 yards. You've got someone experienced in running an offense at the NFL level, someone who's proven he can win in the clutch. Jameis Winston has 11 game-winning drives. And let me get back to the possibility of Taysom Hill failing for just a second. If Sean Payton had waited until next season to start him, you take away a lot of the pressure. Because make no mistake about it, with the Saints being 7-2 with Super Bowl aspirations, the weight of the world is on the shoulders of Taysom Hill right now. So how long of a leash is Sean Payton going to extend? With a proven veteran on the sidelines and a team sitting atop the division and number 2 in the NFC, how long is the leash going to be for Taysom Hill? If he commits a turnover, maybe 2 early Sunday against Atlanta, Saints go down 10, 14-0, would that be the time to pull Taysom Hill out of the game? What if the Saints lose Sunday, then go down early in Denver the following week? Would that be the time to pull Taysom Hill out of the game? If that were to happen, and Sean Payton does pull him, what does that do to his confidence going forward? Because if that happens, fans and the media are going to pounce. Every NFL analyst in the country is going to pat themselves on the back for being proven right about Taysom Hill not having what it takes to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And of course, about Sean Payton being wrong about him. It's a risky proposition. I mean, this is a big risk by Sean Payton. There's nothing wrong with waiting until next year to give the Taysom Hill experiment a shot. The Saints likely go into the season next year with low expectations, meaning Taysom Hill would have nowhere to go but up. Right now, he can either maintain the level of play that we've seen from New Orleans all year or go straight down. Now, can this work out? Can Taysom Hill step in for Drew Brees and succeed? Keep the Saints winning? Yeah, I mean, he can. Even though I don't like the decision, even though I think it's risky, I do have faith that Taysom Hill has what it takes to pull it out. Just because he hasn't thrown the ball much throughout his 3 years in New Orleans doesn't mean he's not capable. I remember being in the Superdome last year for the playoff game against the Vikings and him throwing a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown. So the arm strength is definitely there. And let's not forget, Sean Payton is one of, if not the best offensive mind in the NFL. You know that he has devised the game plan that will set up Taysom Hill for success. Now, I'm not drawing comparisons here between Taysom Hill and a guy like Lamar Jackson, but we've seen run-first quarterbacks have success in this league. I'm sure Sean Payton's going to run a lot of RPOs between Hill and Alvin Kamara. I'm not a big fan of it, but it works, even though it's predictable. My biggest question is, can Taysom Hill be consistently accurate? The Saints' offense is all about timing and accuracy from the quarterback. One of the main reasons New Orleans went 5-0 in Drew Brees' absence last year was because Teddy Bridgewater was completing 68% of his passes. So the Saints' offense stayed in rhythm. If Taysom Hill struggles with accuracy, the Saints are in trouble. He's not going to be able to rely strictly on his ability to run. He's going to have to open it up in the passing game. I'm sure Sean Payton will start him off with some easy throws to Kamara to lift his confidence, but the accuracy throughout 4 quarters is going to be critical. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Luckily for Taysom Hill, he's got a loaded offensive roster. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Jared Cook, Emmanuel Sanders. They can take some of the pressure off of him. He's got a great offensive line. He's got a stifling defense that can bail him out if he makes mistakes. Sean Payton's going to set him up for success. Even though I don't like the decision, I'm going to trust Sean Payton here. There's a reason that he has been coaching in New Orleans for 15 years. There's a reason the Saints have been 13-3 the past 2 years and in the playoffs the past 3. There's a reason this team drafts well every year. Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis have proven that they know what they're doing. So I'm going to trust them. All right, that's all for today. Hit that like and subscribe button. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Leave me a comment in the section below. Do you agree with Sean Payton starting Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston? Let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you have any questions, a topic you'd like me to discuss, you can email me at BTLKC84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time.